your friend dies, and then you gotta go Super Saiyan. So guys, we're gonna jump over to the reporters. D-Man and Scoom, break it down for us.
Well, as we get there, Shu just takes down Samty, so that's obviously, we were going to mention that Team Liquid and 17, they have dropped a little differently this time, so they were both looking for an engagement this time around.
Make their way along the east side coast. Jempty up on a building here, jumping down, wasn't able to see much. Looks like 17 is controlling. Oh, but there's some damage coming onto him.
And look at this, 17 is aware where two other members are at, and that's going to be another Team Liquid member going down. Nice shots coming out from YY. I think at this point, Team Liquid has to just lick their wounds and get out of this as they're headed up towards the north to get out of this position.
Yep, Lambu just going to let Duckman's drive by here. I mean, it's smart by him. He doesn't want to give away his position. He knows that he's outnumbered right now. The other members of Freecs Fatal have made their way down to Sosnovka Island and are trying to regroup. You can see here James and Ibby getting out of dodge. They don't want any part of this anymore. At 17, doing a nice job controlling Pachinki today. Things are closing in here. SDK trying to get through the bridge. Team Liquid re-rotating now to the north.
We got Winstrike posted up right above Tempo Storm. They should be aware of this. You can see Tixu looking down the hillside. Luke's taking a little bit of damage, but everybody's just crammed in right along those little ravines, trying to find a little bit more information. Your boy Dre goes down inside of this. So now we've got Winstrike with a firm high ground position. And look, it's going to be Nookie off to the side of this. Got to be very careful as VSG is going to hear this and might have some sightlines as well. Could participate and become the third-party factor into it. Tempo Storm in a very rough spot. Not good sightlines out of it. It's all a matter of just how Winstrike wants to take this shot. The grenade is going to land right back down next to Maluk and flush him out.
Yeah, Winstrike already getting 2 kills here on a Tempo Storm. Another grenade coming in just a little bit past Zampa. The grenades are starting to rain in here from Winstrike. So far, they're deflecting off the side of the mountain, not getting in here, but Zampa takes some damage from Tixu.
Zampa is just crammed right into that corner. Zampa does manage to look back up, get the shots back over to Tixu, so gets a little bit more space. Sharky takes a lot of damage, looks back down onto it, but Zampa's just trying to hold this angle. As you can see, Nookie and Jorski's starting to make their way forward. They've got the smokes for a little bit of cover, but it is just Zampa holding this angle, and you can see everybody from Winstrike just dropping down the hills, trying to get a res potentially out of this. Zampa aware that's got to be what's happening, trying to make sure the numbers don't go away from him. Gets the sight over towards Nookie, trying to go for the shots, doesn't manage to get him down, but the push comes around the outside of it, and Winstrike eliminates Tempo Storm.
Great job by Winstrike there. They might not lose any members unless VSG decides the third party, but Nerf knocking SDK Adam out of the boat. Another member knocked out of the boat. That's 2 kills for C9. SDK desperately trying to get on. Their boat is on fire. If that explodes, they both go down. Purdy Curdy gets out quickly. Uncivil trying to get through. He does get out as well, but he gets knocked.
But does manage to make it onto the little bit of steps right down below it. You can see they're out inside the blue. That's a lot of damage ticking. So Purdy Curdy is just trying to make it over towards some form of safety. Cloud9's going to go ahead and rotate through. So a lot of tragedies happening for North America there, back-to-back. Purdy Curdy, the last surviving member of Shoot to Kill right now.
Nookie looking around, seeing if there's anybody else. Nothing doing. Joxy trying to get a shot onto RDK here. RDK has to crouch down, but Ronan taking some damage from the Rangers in the crossfire.
Oh, you can see Waikika trying to go for the grenade up and over, but not going to connect as bullets start raining down next to him. And oh, that one follows up and managed to take down RDK. So nice, solid plays coming out of Incognito. They've got some namers and OP Rangers off to the side of it. Remember, they're running that really weird split. Insight went down inside of that exchange as well. So really up towards the north, we can see that Envy is making their push over towards the remnants of 17 Gaming, as well as Freecs Fatal, all right on top of each other.
Oh, Envy getting some nice shots here. Shock's taking a lot of damage. He's knocked already. The grenade being cooked by Moody. Here it goes. Will it confirm the kill? We'll find out. YY gets taken down by Venerated. That's 17 Gaming out in 14th place.
Han Boya, I think he might have some vision that NN could be making this approach. He's laying down, trying to get a couple more meds up. Is Han Boya, he should hear it at this point. He hasn't actually committed to making any form of movements. I think that NN actually heard the meds going off there. You sort of just stop right dead in his tracks. So they have to have an idea that somebody's around. Shadow slowly creeping forward. Han Boya goes for the shots, gets a little bit of damage, steps back over onto it, and look at that. Shadow was just a bait, and it's going to be NN that steps up, and look at the cycle back and forth. Those guys did such a great job on playing that fight.
Wow, what a cycle there from NN and Shadow to catch Han Boya. Han Boya doing some damage, not able to find a knock, quickly healing up his AFF. We're moving over to Songjang, who's got James pinned behind this rock, trying to find an angle. A grenade comes. Oh no, that's Tamaria from long distance. Gets the, oh, and a Kale gets the kill onto James. That was crazy.
Now we've got DMG that gets taken out by Afreeca Freecs NN. Now we got Envy that's also making a push off to the outside of this. Long range shots coming out from OP Rangers as well as Incognito. See, NIP, 7 kills. Been kind of playing along this outside wall, just trying to survive their way through it. But OP Rangers, somehow Ibiza managed to make it into a safe spot as well. But NIP is just unrelenting back over here towards VSG. So much damage getting done. They want to get that shot onto Juanita, but I don't think that they're going to be able to get it. Can he get this peek back up for it? Just trying to connect, and there we go. Nice shot coming out from NBS.
NBS with some great shooting to catch Juanita underneath that UAZ. Mental in the meantime, trying to do some work onto Envy. Moody will go down from why kick a Mukau? Why kick a Mukau? That's why you kick a Mukau. You get a kill. And Mental trying to see if he sees any other members of Envy trying to poke in. The circle is closing behind them.
Everybody's trying to make it over towards those gas barrels or oil barrels, whatever you want to call them. There's a lot of safety inside of there, but Mental is just holding the line right now. Nobody from Envy can make that cross over. The last member, Taro, taking a little bit of blue damage, knows that he is going to have to make that same cross. NBS is just decimating everybody from BSG on the other side of it.
Yeah, this is crazy. Mental is absolutely going crazy here. Envy getting completely wiped by the OP Gaming Rangers. Mental doing some serious work with that Mini 14. The circle has shifted hard south, though, and this is looking decent here for VSG and maybe NIP if they can keep it up.
Keep in mind, NBS is by himself. The other two members of NIP are already inside the safe zone and on the other side of VSG right now. So OP Rangers has a nice position that they can play. This wall is very defensible, but Gaxi now starting to make a little bit of a push over towards VSG, trying to buy a little bit more space so that way NBS, who's right along this new blue zone, it's going to start moving in 15 seconds. They're trying to get him a little bit of space, draw some aggro back over their direction, but it's going to be Force that's still looking back in between them. So there's two different squads between their teammate, and they're trying to just get some type of pressure, draw some attention back over this way as Dangchi and Hulk are kind of caught up right now with Gaxi and Vard.
Yeah, there's an exchange going between these two teams. Grenades have been flying. Hulk and Dangche trying to prevent them from coming in. Ibiza doing some nice shooting here, knocking NN, trying to find another member, but the kill gets stolen by 4AM's captain on NN. Ronin here as well, shooting onto the Freecs Fatal. This is a shooting gallery.
This is a terrible place to have to cross this late in the game. You can see there is no cover. It is all just smokes and utility. EB, the last member of Team Liquid, is just trying to defend that location. BSG just says no. Okay, that's it. All the hopes and dreams of NIP now rest right over on NBS's shoulders, but he walks right up into Entus Force and gets taken down. So now Incognito is just slowly making their way forward over towards OP Rangers. You can see it's like a red zone over here with so many grenades going off.
Yeah, Incognito down to one member. Ibiza does get the knock and the finish onto Style here. There is only one member left for AFF. Of course it's Shadow, but Ibiza's trying to get the angle on him, flanking around to the north side of that plane. Meanwhile, OP Gaming Rangers finish off Ronin. That's Incognito out in 7th place as they look to control the northern edge of this circle.
Ronin going down. Now OP Rangers firmly aware of what's going on around it, but let's not forget about 4 angry men. They've got 4 members up and they're feeling real strong along the southern line. Grenade's gonna come out. Dangche's got nowhere really to go, taking a ton of damage, trying to make it back over behind that tree. There is near on no cover. Hulk's already down. You can see 4AM's just playing these angles. 2 members down on 4AM right now. Dangche's just trying to survive this, trying to get the meds back up, and look at the grenades just rolling around. Finally, they do connect.
Great push there by 4AM, but even better defense. Here comes Entus Force, looking to see if they can capitalize on this situation. 4AM, 2 down there. VSG doing the hard work here. Indigo, Songjang, and Kale looking to find some angles on this, but the reses are already coming through. The smoke is good. It protects them for now.
Nice angle of defense coming in with that smoke. Buys them the second or 2 that they needed to get those reses up. Med's already up as well. 4AM makes an aggressive push. Force tries to counter back on over to it, but look, it's OP Rangers from another angle. Circle does pop. Favors them right along this defensive wall. You can see kind of how it goes. There's a wall back behind them on one side, and there's a little dip, like a trench that they can play up. So they can just peek anywhere along this line. They just have a full-on defensive trench up there, looking back down at this other fight. Indigo looking up towards ZGG. Is he going to take the shot? Wins the moment that he has to capitalize off of it. The other members of 4AM just moving around in front of him. It's going to be Kale that hits the first shot onto it. Indigo's just trying to connect to something else. Gave away his position. He gets knocked off of this. So now you can just see 4AM looking back over towards Force, but OP Rangers hears all of this, sneaking up back behind it. Kale's just trying to survive. He's got a lot of damage that's coming his way. Songyong on the other side of it does manage to take down Forever.
Songjang looking strong here up on the northern flank. Kale providing the support in the rear, doing a lot of damage here to 4AM. The OP Gaming Rangers are quickly trying to pounce on this situation. Kale looking to see if he can get the res onto Indigo. It doesn't look like it could come through. Godvian Captain just laying down, trying to buy time here. Looks like OP Gaming Rangers don't want to even let these two teams get close to this circle.
They're getting control over the circle in an uphill position, spreading out, making a defensive line. You can see 4AMs, they're in a little bit of trouble as Tamarian's going for that side flank, actually moving outside of the safe zone. OP Rangers hears the fight, but has completely died down now, so they're trying to figure out what's going on. They don't want to go for a risky peek over the side, and it's going to be an exchange back and forth. This Captain does get the down onto one member of Force, but it's going to be a retaliation back on it. Godbee's taking a lot of damage, and there we go. OP Rangers finally comes alive, gets the down onto one of them, and now it's just Kale running right alongside the blue, trying to survive, trying to find an angle to get some type of shot off. 12 kills OP Rangers are sitting on, and they look over and decide to make it 13, as that's going to be OP Gaming Rangers getting themselves around victory.
Back to back to back wins for the PKL teams. OP Gaming Rangers doing it, controlling their island. Sosnovka has been theirs. When that circle goes there, they have done very well. 2 out of 3 games on Sosnovka have been their wins.